Old man Woody likes the crooked cock.
I'm just waiting to see what the next generation from like the millennials ends up being like, if it's going to be the same level of bullshit and just delusion going forward.
I think it's human nature. I think we've always been full of shit. I think if you went back to the old like Roman Senate, they were probably just as bad.
Yeah, maybe even more pedo.
More pedophilia. Yeah. Yeah,
I mean, like
that's
the campaign platform. Under a toga.
He's sniffing the girl's pussy instead while he's voting on a bill, and everybody's just like, "Oh, look, Cassius got himself a new one."
And yea, verily, I put to the floor that we should reduce the age of consent from 7 to 5
days.
Yes.
No longer will the law keep the most supple of Roman citizens away from the Senate.
Just a huge pause between the number and the fucking.
Tell me, how many of thine balls be heavy and full with semen? What better place than a boy's hole?
Jesus. That was the Greeks.
So they probably. I wonder how much of that shit was true.
I'm gonna go with all of it because it entertains me.
That there were just whole entire successful empires where they're just molesting kids. Well, I guess we're one, so never mind. I redact all of that.
Wait, we're an empire that molests children?
I'm saying like the Epstein thing and like all that. Like, and obviously Epstein isn't the only guy. It's not like he got shut down and all the elites are like, oh well shit, like where am I gonna get young pussy now? Like no, there's some other guy with another island out there, or some underground bunker,
Epstein
or perhaps a pizza place in DC where they molest kids. So
that's real.
It's absolutely real, and there's no way to fact check it.
Not a bit. No.
Wish I knew how.
I wish I knew how to fact check Pizzagate. How much of a fool are we all gonna feel if in like 5 years they're like, yeah, the pizza thing was real. Like everybody's gonna feel like a jackass. I don't think that's gonna happen. But
I want to say there was something recently about that where like one of the guys who was like front and center saying the Pizzagate thing was ridiculous just turned out to be a pedophile. It was just like,
I saw that too. The guy on Twitter, and his name even included like cheese pizza in it, like CP, child pornography, cheese pizza, and he was like leading the charge, like people saying. And then just a few months later, it's like so and so indicted on counts of molesting children. So.
It doesn't mean child porn. Cheese pizza, it means child pussy. You fools! Like, come on. Oh wait, are we live? Yeah, there's just so many pedophiles. Like you hear about like a ring of them getting caught every day. It seems like 187 international pedophiles rounded up today in global sting. It happens so often.
I wonder if it's like the underlying motivation to get into politics is because that's your like.
Or
way to get
that's when I became a priest.
The underlying qualification to get into politics. Maybe they're like, well, we could definitely help with your campaign, sir, but I'm going to need you to have your way with this young child.
It's like instead of killing a guy to get into
Go ahead.
You have to do this.
Go ahead.
Isn't that kind of what Epstein's whole thing was to bring powerful people to that island and entrap them and then have shit on them that they couldn't deny if they went against whatever
I have heard that.
Wanted?
Well, if that were the case, they'd have never let that guy live. Shit.
Well, they certainly wouldn't have let him get to court, and they wouldn't have exposed any records from the island, and they wouldn't have ever allowed those hard drives to go. And then they would probably,
shit. I always go back to like, must be pretty good though, right? They're all risking it for the biscuit.
Right?
What is?
They're all risking it for the biscuit.
Like what is it about that child ass that is making all these people commit the ultimate sin? Like
the forbidden fruit.
How young are the girls?
Nothing lower.
How young are the girls? Are these like 16 and 17-year-old girls? Or
no, because that's not pedophilia.
Well, no, the thing was that like, or what's accused or assumed is that he would bring powerful people there, have a, let's say 15-year-old there as a basic sex slave who looked much older, looked legal, and then film any nefarious activities going on between a powerful person and her. And then suddenly it's like, did you realize you just slept with an underage person? Really? Well, I've got HD video of it. So you're going to vote yes on that.
We're talking about like a 15-year-old Brooke Shields. No way to know.
No way to know. I don't know what she looked like at 15.
Brooke Shields looked 18 at 12. It's one of her defining characteristics.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Blue Lagoon.
Blue Lagoon. That I think was she literally 12? How old was she? I think we've looked.
Let me see how old she was in Blue Lagoon. It was 1980, and Brooke Shields is.
Isn't that the movie where they had like actual naked kids?
Yeah.
How do you get away with that? That is
the premise of the movie is their family's sailing. The sailboat has some sort of problem, and they get cast away on this island by themselves. I don't know if the parents didn't make it to the island or if they died early, but the brother and sister become the only surviving members of this island, and they're like prepubescent, and they go through puberty over the course of the movie, and fuck each other and figure out how to survive. And it's actually a pretty good movie. It's been
she's like 13, 14.
13 or 14.
And they show a naked 14-year-old.
You see her bush, if I recall.
Well,
her first role was when she was 12. She had the leading role in Louis Malle's film Pretty Baby, in which she played a child prostitute.
She was typecasted.
She was typecasted. I'll bet she was.
Well, that's pretty fucked up.
Yeah.
Wow.
Shouldn't be able to make that movie. It's a coming of age story. It's like, no, you just want to look at naked kids.
Did Weinstein produce this thing?
He may have. Who knows? His only redeeming quality is that I think his Weinstein company produced Lord of the Rings.
Which
gives a lot of forgiveness.
I heard he got the corona. Yeah.
Did he really?
I heard the Tiger King might have it too. I know they put him in some sort of isolation ward or something.
Corona
I hope the Tiger
prison?
King's okay, and I hope Weinstein survives it so he can spend a lot of time in prison.
Okay. Yeah, a prisoner with coronavirus must instantly give it to everybody. It spreads via breathing, coughing. There's no isolation in prison, I think. Not much.
Yeah, I would imagine it's one of the worst places.
Not a whole lot.
Not a whole lot. Yeah, and if you go 2 weks without symptoms, you would bump into 600 people before they quarantine you.
It was I don't know, like 125 of us sharing 4 sinks and 5 showers, and 4 toilets. So yeah,
so you would have got sick for sure. Everyone.
2 microwaves, 1 ice machine, 4 TVs.
No hand sanitizer.
Right?
There was soap.
If a guy shares that for 2 weeks before his symptoms kick in, and it's as contagious as they say, it would have to get 100%, or close to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Because we're not in cells, or in my case, we weren't. So if you're in the top bunk, you're just breathing out over to the cell next to you, and it would just propagate.
I picture cinder block walls 5 feet tall,
right
creating
up to
little pens that there are bunk beds in. Is that pretty close?
That's exactly right.
How tall is the locker? Taller than the wall?
It's even with the wall, perfectly even with the wall. It goes down to the floor.
Like a high school locker, maybe, but a little shorter.
Actually, you know what? It didn't go down to the floor. It went down to about the shin. It was like shin to here. Mm-hmm. Maybe 3 shelves, like shelf, and then a bottom. And each prisoner had his own locker for all your incidentals.
How wide is it?
I'm doing my hands. Let's say 2 feet wide.
Oh, wider than I thought. Okay.
Yeah, there was enough room in there for me to have all of my clothes. Everything I had was fit in there pretty easily, and I had a lot of food and a lot of random junk. Toothpaste, shampoos, all my soap. I bought a case of soap when I got there. All of my pajamas, shit, and extra greenies, which is what we called our green jumpsuits that I never had to wear. There was enough room for everything, pretty much.
What color was the cool one? Tan?
Well, if you're working there was only one color if you were going out into the facility to actually do a job, and it was your uniform, quote unquote, which was if they're really snapping the whip, everybody better be dressed in green, and it's green pants and it's green button-up shirt, it's heavy cloth though, and it was summer. So I mostly just wore literally the sweatpants I've got on now, just a pair of gray sweatpants and a gray t-shirt. That was what I wore 95% of the time. and a pair of like flip flops, like Nike flip flops that have those little like rubber pokey things in the bottom that sort of, you know.
Orange is the new black. Led me down the wrong path there. I thought for
It's
sure.
different. It's different everywhere. Like I've seen when I was driving through Louisiana one time from Texas, they had all the guys in pink. They had all the guys in pink doing road work, and it was like hot pink. It was very embarrassing kind of pink.
Sheriff
but I've definitely
Joe
seen
did
guys
that.
in
Arizona.
yeah, he did that too. Yeah. Brown, orange. I think orange is pretty common too. Yeah.
Yeah, pink makes if you get over the whole pink is for girls thing, it makes a certain sense. It identifies this as not a normal outfit.
Yeah, you staring the fuck out.
Yeah.
The green shit, you wouldn't know. If you saw somebody wearing that, you'd think, he's probably doing some yard work today or something. It just looks like a work uniform that like a custodian might wear.
Especially the gray shirt and sweatpants. Like that's not abnormal clothes. Yeah.
Oh, it was absolutely normal clothes. That's what I would wear like 95% of the time. Like I wasn't allowed to wear that if I was going out into the facility, but I stayed in the dorm like most of the time. I didn't want to leave the air conditioning.
Ended on that note. I love the
That was
wordplay.
the best
Very
shit
nice.
I've ever heard.